It's a sad day today, Sean.
Oh,
Kind of.
It is. I forgot we already started recording. I was like, okay, ready to clap?
It's a sad-ish day. It's sad and not sad at the same time.
Sad Pat.
Sad Pat.
Matt sad.
If you
sad,
didn't
sad.
hear, sad. My favorite YouTuber, sad. If you didn't hear, dear listeners, MatPat has decided to step away.
He's hanging up his theory gloves. What would MatPat hang up? He's hanging up his... he doesn't use headphones.
No.
Hanging up his lore. He's hanging up the lore.
The lore. MatPat, after, I don't know how many years.
13.
13? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think that's what he said in the video.
Years. Retiring from the tube.
He uploaded a video yesterday called Goodbye Internet, and everyone was like, please say psych.
And he did not.
He did not, no.
He did not say psych.
I agree with him on the fact that he talked about lots of YouTubers quitting this year. Mm-hmm. This is like the meme now where it's like the person like driving in their car like, huh? Like, I could. I might fuck around and quit.
Whoopsie.
No, but he what was I talking about? He talked about the fact that I texted him afterwards and he said that he's been thinking about it for like 3 years. And I feel like there are a lot of YouTubers who are going to quit from that era because a lot of us have been doing it for the same length of time. We're all entering the same age bracket. He is a kid.
Yeah.
Like that's something like, I feel like if I ever had a kid, I don't think I would do YouTube anymore. I think it would be like, let's pump the brakes on this hate train, shall we?
For multiple reasons, I think if you have a kid and you're doing YouTube, I think it's good to step off the internet, at least for a bit. One, to raise your child, but two,
I just think you're a bad parent if you're still doing YouTube and you have a kid. Like, what is wrong with you? My parents didn't even have YouTube and they still fucked me up. Yeah,
what are you gonna do if you're focused on sub count? You can't feed your kids cereal and be
if your sub count needs to always be above your kids. Mm-hmm. Although, power move, you have a kid, you're doing YouTube, then they get of age, cycle into Ryan's toy reviews videos.
Whoa, the new meta.
Oh, baby. That's the reason to have a kid. You know, people
cashing
are like,
in fat checks.
Yeah, I need to have a kid for alimony or to get an apartment or like all these horrible reasons to have a child. It's like the new one now is like, I need a toy channel.
Well, listen, MatPat is stepping down so Toy Theory can step up.
Oh, why doesn't he do Toy Theory after he had a kid? He went into food, he went into fashion, he went into film. Toys are right there.
That's the next vertical, baby. The next vertical.
Yeah, I think it's very good for him to be. I was talking to my therapist about this today, that there's 3 types of ways you go out as a YouTuber. You fizzle out and no one cares and your relevancy dwindles and you become that person everyone's like, oh, remember him? Remember when he was good? Remember when he uploaded that? No one wants that.
Or the person where you look at their channel and you're like, they're still making videos?
Yeah, that's what every YouTuber despises. That's like a nightmare. Mm-hmm. Or you get canceled, which I think in some ways is almost better than that because then you're just gone.
Yeah. You're just
you lose all your friends though, which is unfortunate. Or you just quit on your own terms. And I think that's probably the better way to go out when you know it's time.
Yeah, it was very funny hopping onto this call today to report the podcast, dear listener, because I went to therapy today, and then Sean was like, I also went to therapy, and I was like, oh, did you talk about MatPat? And he was like, yep. But
the life of a YouTuber.
I know. I think that it's very good. I wouldn't say that it's good necessarily seeing him step down. But I'm really happy for him. I think that a lot of people forget how much of a grind YouTube is, especially for 13 years.
Yeah.
And especially like running the channel that he has. Like, there's so much channels. There's so much that goes into it.
He hasn't done like the writing for a lot of stuff for a while. He's still involved, but he doesn't like write. I could be wrong, but I don't think he writes a lot of the scripts and research topics and that kind of stuff. Like he's a whole team to help him do that. And that's why it was such a shock to me, because out of all the people to quit, he would have been like bottom of my list. Because I think he felt like the one that had it all figured out, that he knew the algorithms. Him and Steph kind of started in analytical stuff before that, right? And they helped other YouTube channels and then made one of their own.
Didn't they work for Maker at one point? I might be completely wrong, but I think
they worked for some company like that. And they would help people understand their analytics and how to like maximize it and optimize. And then they made a channel of their own. And if it was just game theory, I think a lot of people understand how much work goes into it, even when you're not the one writing everything or researching everything. Like it's still just so much of a time sink. And hearing him talk about like the late nights, like I don't want to do those anymore. And I'm like, yep, I stopped doing those a long time ago because it just kills you really quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very happy for him. I was watching the video and just like hearing him talk about everything made me tear up a bit. And you know, he's made such a gigantic impact on the internet and on YouTube that
he's done a lot for YouTubers in general, I think.
MatPat, hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave. You know,
he's got that
so excited. I'm so excited for you to be able to focus on yourself and your family. And thank you for your service.
07's in the chat for MatPat.
Da, 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 da. But I agree.
It makes it sound like he's dying. He's not even leaving the channel completely. He's just becoming more of a producer.
I don't know if you watched the whole video, but I thought it was really sweet, his sort of analogy of like, I'm not going away. Think of me as kind of like a grandpa that you visit every now and again. Like I'll be back for certain things. And it's like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
But I agree with what you were saying and what he said in his video as well. I think now is kind of the time in the next few years. I think a lot of people are going to be stopping YouTube, which is inherently sad, but you have to also remember, like, people have been doing this for a really long time. Like, both you and I have been doing this for over a decade now.
Yeah. It's also one of those things that, because people love to throw in, like, oh, Jack's one of the OGs, which I'm not. I'm like early YouTube, like second gen, but Dan and Phil and Smosh and all those guys are first gen, and Felix. Like, me and Mark came in second gen, like right at the start of that. And I think, and I guess you as well, you've been doing it the same length of time, So
2012, baby.
I think a lot of people see that, but it's one of those things that it's also just a different generation of YouTube. I think the 10-year slice is probably like what a YouTube generation is. And then after that, it's like stuff has just shifted so much since the start of that even Matt in his video was saying that it used to be like a theory a week, right? And then in between that, it was like a bunch of other slices of content, and they would talk about different game stuff. And even he admitted like they couldn't do that anymore because YouTube has changed so much. And that I think is pretty sad that, and I've heard that from YouTube as well, that if I wanted to do multiple things, I've heard that the way I'm attacking my channel is wrong, because I'm like, well, I want to do a TikTok here and a scary videos here and then a horror game and then like a 2-hour God of War. And they were like, you're splitting your audience way too much. Like you need to focus in on one thing and then just do that, because having so many different versions of content means the algorithm doesn't know what to serve to people, which means you're going to get lower views. And that's like the saddest thing of all to me, because the whole point of starting a channel is so that you can do whatever you want. Have people join in. It goes out to your subscribers. You upload what you want and have fun with it. And it sucks to think that I have to like overthink my content now. And I think that's probably what's getting to him too, that all the people from that generation where it's like everything is like title, thumbnail, idea now. All the videos are like, they start with, in this video, we're going to do this. Watch till the end to see what happens.
Yeah, and it's so different now.
All the videos are like idealized. They're all idea driven. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. This is just a perspective thing that when everybody started back then, it's all shifted so much that I feel like a lot of the reason a lot of YouTubers of that generation and that are doing it for that long are leaving is because everything's changed so much. Ethan, it's a new year, 2024. We've all got fat asses from Christmas. We've all eaten way too much.
Oh, baby, my trunk is full of junk. But, Sean, it's so hard these days to cook a meal.
No, it's not
easy enough.
No, it's not. No, it's not, foolish man.
About?
I'm not
what
actually
are you talking about?
I'm not actually sitting on a chair right now. I'm sitting on my juicy ass that I've accrued over these winter months. Because if you want to lose weight and you want to like cook and you're like, oh, I should be healthier and I should do stuff, but you don't want to go shopping because I hate shopping. I hate shopping for ingredients because I'm like, it's going to take too long.
I would rather jump into Christmas traffic than go grocery shopping.
Christmas traffic's probably at a standstill because there's so many people trying to get places. But you don't need to jump anywhere.
Jump onto a car.
You can jump onto HelloFresh.
Woo! What is it?
HelloFresh, it's an easy meal service where you can get the stuff sent straight to your door. You can pick the meals that you want, and then they'll be like, oh, you want to make that meal? Here's all the ingredients. Here's exactly how much you need for each thing. And then they give you instructions on how to make it. And it's quick. It's easy. It teaches you how to cook. You can be calorie conscious. You can be food conscious. You can get whatever type of food you want. Oh, are you vegetarian? Are you vegan? Are you calerie conscious? Do you want a protein? What do you want? They got it.
They've got everything. You can go to HelloFresh.com/BrainLeakFree and you can use BrainLeakFree, the code, for free breakfast for life.
For life.
One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life.
For life.
At HelloFresh.com/BrainLeakFree with code BrainLeakFree.
You should get it. It's pretty good. It'll start your year off well. What are you looking at me for? You should be on HelloFresh.com right now using code BrainLeakFree to get it.
Mm-hmm. Listen to him, or he will hunt you. Yeah, I think that, like, thinking back to the beginning of YouTube, from our end of YouTube with gaming, it used to literally be 10 to 15 minute long videos that were barely edited, and you had 55 parts in one series. It was very, very different back then.
Which is not great. It's not great to have 55 parts that are 10 minutes long, and then you wait 24 hours for more of that game.
There's parts of old YouTube that I miss, but there's parts where I'm glad that the platform is evolving, but it's not evolving necessarily in the way that I would like it to be. I think it's gotten like too commercial and stuff like that. And
it's hard to talk about because a lot of it is like from our perspective. So it's hard to say, I don't like where this shift is going, because that's not taking in YouTube as a whole as like a legitimate business.
Yeah. I don't like where YouTube's going because it's not catering to me enough.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, my content isn't popping off easily anymore. I have to think. It's hard not to sound like that, but I think a lot of it is shifting in a way that, I don't know, it's hard to like pinpoint it, because I've said it before, like, you don't really see homegrown YouTubers anymore, but they do exist. And I said, you don't really see this anymore, but that also exists. And I'm like, it's just a general feeling about the platform. It feels like everyone knows what you're getting in for now when you start a channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very different. But I don't know, I'm very happy for MatPat. Also, MatPat, thanks for the Unis Honest shout out. That was very sweet. It made me, I was driving in the car and he said a thing about Unis Honest, and then like instinctually like just clutched my chest, and I was like, oh, MatPat.
Yeah, that's almost like you guys got to try out quitting without any of the consequence.
Yeah. I microdosed quitting YouTube.
I think he also brings up a good point that for channels like ours, if we go away, the channel dies. Like, if I quit, I could bring on someone to be like, they're taking over. Jacksepticeye is just a title. We're all Jacksepticeye. It's like Spartacus.
Yeah, it's just Jacksepticeye is more of an ideology.
Yeah, it's more like Batman. It's like Jacksepticeye Beyond. After that,
taking up the mantle.
Like, you could bring someone in, but then it's like you probably go down to like 1% of your viewership, and it would have to be built up again. A lot of people wouldn't care. But for MatPat, it's like I'm sure stuff will change a lot, and a lot of people are there for him and that specific, like, a game theory voice. Yeah. But he is in a lucky position that he can just franchise that out to other people. He could even have guest people on.
Do you think that the people who are going to take over hosting have to hire a dialect coach to do the game theory exactly spot on?
Just like Yuri Lowenthal Venom. He's going to wish he never came to New York. I can't. Every time I hear that now, somebody pointed it out to me, and I can't unhear MatPat in that.
I know. It does. It makes me think of MatPat.
But yeah, I hope he's happy. I think a huge weight is probably lifted off his shoulders. Yeah. And now he'll wake up and he won't know what to do with his time for a while.
I can't imagine what it was like recording that video aside, but uploading it and putting it to public must have been so, because once you do that, because at least with Unis Honest, we knew and everyone knew when the end was coming. But with this, it's like he and a select group of people knew. And so it's like once you put that public, there's no going back. So that must have been a really weird feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I had my heart was beating just watching it, thinking like, oh my God, one of the guys is going. It's like seeing someone like leave the army or something. It's like, see you later, soldier. What do we do now? Will we ever see you again? It's like I never hung out with MatPat anyway. We don't live in the same place.
It's a weird thing to think about, though. I was talking to my therapist about this morning, because whether you like it or not, everyone listening, like everyone will be done at some point. Like there will be a time we're all gonna die. But like you were saying earlier, like assuming that neither of us get canceled, I think that we're both in the same boat where it's like, okay, we will choose to be like, this is my last video instead of just slowly fizzling out. And so, I have no idea when that time is.
People now in the comments are like, guys, it's already happening. Guys, the time for that video is now.
But I don't know. I don't know how many years I've got left, but there will be a point where it's just like, okay, it's time to put this puppy to rest.
Yeah, I think
it's weird.
I think we're probably thinking about it more than we're not anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to my therapist about.
It's just not the same anymore. It's just not him anymore.
It's just not him. No, I think that I still have multiple years left. But it is a thing where it's like I've been doing this for a decade now.
Because I tweeted today that was the first time I thought about it, that MatPat was like, I've done it for a third of my life. And I'm like, I did it 11 years. I'm 33. It's a third of my life. And I tweeted that out and everyone was like, don't you dare. They're like, don't say it. I mean, it's even longer for you.
Yeah, it's almost half my life. When I turn 30, it will be half my life will be on YouTube.
And then everybody at home is like, oh, big deal. I work for Micro Sonar and I've been working for them for 15 years. And I'm 26.
I'm a quarter of a century, man.
Yeah. I'm having my golden jubilee.
It's sad to think about, but I think for the both of us, we are closer to the end than not.
Yeah. Good wordage.
Not just in content, but in life also.
I think about that all the time. Once I turn 30 and 30 onwards, I'm like, I'm closer to 60 than I am from being born. And that is terrifying.
It is.
I don't like that.
It's very scary.
Ethan, I'm dust. And into dust I shall return. I'm old. I'm dying.
Old and dying. But I don't know. I think Matt's video puts a lot of stuff into perspective. It made me think a lot of thoughts. And
it's also good to think about the fact that, like, when you quit, it's not. I think that's the thing a lot of YouTubers are scared of. Like, once they quit, it's like, that's it. It's all gone. Yeah. But you're still someone outside of that. You're still a brand. You're still a person of interest, depending on the size of your channel. But also, like Matt said, now he wants to like make a game. He wants to make an ARG with like lo-fi stuff.
That sounded really cool.
So there's a ton of ideas you can do. I think that's probably why certain people think about quitting more because they can't take on everything. Like I've tried for a long time to do YouTube at the same time as well as other ideas at the same time, and I just can't make them work at the same time. I don't have that brain. I don't have the bandwidth in my brain to like take on a bunch of stuff at once. I need to put like one thing aside to do another thing. And then it's like, okay, when that's done, okay, I come back. Like I need to separate everything out or else it gets way too overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm announcing that I'm quitting.
I love how your voice cracked when you said that.
Dude, my voice has been cracking so much since I left LA for Thankmas. I think I like did some damage.
Second puberty, mayhaps.
Dude, second ball finally dropped.
Yes.
You know, I have to say, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Waiting for the other ball to drop.
Waiting for the other ball to drop. God, I've been waiting for the other ball to drop for years. When will I get my facial hair?
Who knows? Maybe you never will. But hey,
maybe I never will.
Maybe you'll get ass hair. Maybe chest hair one day.
I have a couple of them. I've got about 3 of them dangling around in here.
You've got time.
Yeah, I've got time. Do you think it'll take me longer to grow a beard or quit YouTube? Which will come first?
I think you should do it at the same time. Once you grow a beard.
That's it.
Yeah. Or like you shave and it just says, I quit underneath.
In acne scars. That'll be the day, baby. That'll be the day.
Yeah, I was going to say, my voice has been fucked ever since I came back from LA. Like the falsetto in my voice is kind of gone. And I don't know if it's because I don't use my voice as much anymore. I think when I was like screaming and shouting and roaring all the time, my voice would like get a lot of practice. But now I think I'm in a talky tone more, that my voice doesn't get stretched enough. So sometimes I'll go downstairs and I'm like, BB. And it's like,
yeah. Even just that about our content. Everyone listening, go back and watch some old Jacksepticeye. Watch some back when I was crank gameplays, RIP. Like, our voices have changed. Like, the way that we record has changed so much, where it used to literally be actual yelling and screaming for the entire video.
Ethan, do you have swamp ass?
No. No swamp ass here.
You don't get it?
No, because I use Mando. Do you get swamp ass?
I do, because it's like where people are looking for the Bigfoot down there.
Huh?
I have a bushy forest of an ass, so I get ass sweat.
Oh,
Don't make me spell it out with macaroni.
Well, Sean, you should start using Mando, because
Why
if you're
is that?
You know, Mando is clinically proven to control your odor for 72 hours wherever you stink. Your pits, your package, your feet, your asshole. Listen, in a clinical study, men who showered with soap and used Mando whole body deodorant in their pits had an odor score of 0 out of 10.
Odor score?
Hours.
What's my odor score? It's off the charts.
It's off the goddamn charts. I'm sure of it. Stinky boy.
Okay, so I stink. This will help me. Where should I go get it? Tell me now.
Listen, Sean, I've got a special little offer for you, okay? Ooh. And for the listeners, new customers can get $5 off a Mando starter pack with code BRAIN. That's code BRAIN at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com.
I can't wait! I can't wait! I can't wait!
You can't wait. You're going to start smelling better. You're going to start smelling delicious, and your swamp ass is going to be destroyed. Now, where are you going to go?
Shop Mando! Use code BRAIN! Shopmando.com!
Stop smelling like Sean's asshole and start smelling like a winner.
That was the whole thing with Happy Wheels. It was like, okay, it's a Happy Wheels day. I'm not allowed to do anything else. I get in, I scream literally as loud as I can for 20 minutes, and then I stop, and then your voice is gone for the rest of the day.
And then you just can't talk for another 24 hours.
Oh, man. Dems were the days. And I don't even know if you can do Happy Wheels on YouTube anymore without getting demonetized with all the violence.
Oh, really? I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah.
Does it all just get demonetized?
When a lot of stuff was like that was happening about 3 or 4 years ago, like all the violence started to get demonetized and stuff in the titles were getting demonetized. It's so many Happy Wheels episodes that just got the axe immediately because it was like a child dies in this game. We can't show that.
Wow. Understandable.
And it's a lot of horror games now. If you show anybody trigger warning for thoughts of self-harm, if you show any sort of self-harm in a video game now, your video is immediately demonetized and you can't appeal it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right, because that happened with Mortuary Assistant, right?
Yeah, any of those scenes with the lady seeing herself, instant demonetization. And a lot of the indie horrors I've done have all gotten demonetized. I can't remember what game it was I played. It was an indie horror, and I walked down a hallway with just a bunch of bodies, like all down the sides, and I was like, "No, no!" You might as well have just been yellow symbols the whole way down. Yeah. Terrifying, scarier than any horror game.
There goes my ad rev down the drain. Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, but that's the long and short of it. Sorry, MatPat, not to call you short.
Yeah, you're very tall and handsome.
I love he's handsome.
He's so tall. So tall.
I really like MatPat. MatPat's always, every time I've messaged him, we don't even like... It's one of those things that's like, we know each other a lot, but because we're like in the same space. But it's not like we've never had a chance to hang out and properly talk. But we're always like friends and friendly with each other. So it's hard to like say that he's like a good friend. But he's one of the good ones. Whenever you talk to him, he just has so much energy and he's always positive and he's so much energy to, like, he just lifts your spirit whenever you're around him.
Yeah, he has such a good way of like making you feel very heard. He's always super interested in everything that anyone is doing and he's always asking questions.
My favorite thing about MatPat is the way he makes me feel about myself.
Yeah, so true.
I just feel like I can be a better person when I'm around him. I feel like I can reach for the stars.
And you can.
Wow.
And you can.
He's also down to play ball. Well, like you, I guess, as well. But we know each other really well. I'm not going to compliment you. But like when we did the egg...
Get out of here.
When we did the egg thing for Thankmas, and I think that, well, you knew sort of about it because you were part of the rehearsal and everything. But then Saikuno and Berlizzi and MatPat show up, and I'm like, I'm so sorry if you haven't been prepped about the fact that you might be cracking an egg on your head.
Yeah.
And then MatPat was like, let's go. I'll crack too.
Yeah. He's so down. He's so down for everything.
Yeah. We'll never see him again.
We'll never,
I believe that was the last time anyone will ever see him in public was at Thankmas.
I know. It's wild. And we didn't know how good we had it, did we? We had no idea.
Those were the good old days. I love the meme people are saying it's like, they did it. FNAF outlived MatPat.
I hadn't seen that yet.
I can't believe that FNAF has been around for like, what, half the length?
Yeah.
So like it's not totally accurate, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, FNAF is still going and MatPat is gone.
But the game theorists are still alive.
That's true.
The game theorists. Do you think that MatPat had second thoughts when he got 10 million
thought you were going to say, do you think MatPat
hours?
had sex something?
Do you think
MatPat had sex with my mom?
I don't know. Just a theory.
He kept a dick theory.
But do you think he had second thoughts when his video got 10 million views in 24 hours? He's just like, fuck, maybe I'll come back.
It does suck that controversy breeds views. I even did it for Thankmas, the announcement for it. I was like, I don't really want to clickbait people, but if it means more people will watch this, which means more money gets donated for charity, I'll do it. So I was like addressing the rumors. Immediately, 1 of 10, my biggest 1 of 10 in months. And it's like, I don't like that works so well.
It works extremely well.
I don't want to
do that.
It's like but any of these episodes, we could so easily be like, did you hear about the drama that was happening? And then it's immediately like 100K views, easy.
Yep.
That's stinky.
Stinky.
That's your fault. All of you vultures out there.
actually, you know what? It is your fault. Why are you so drawn to it? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Why not get drawn to funny title like Big Man Laugh Hard for years? And you go, wow, that's so good.
Why are you attracted to title like Man Cut Off Penis instead of Happy Wheel episode 2700? Huh?
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Come on. One is something it's like having lasagna for dinner, and the other one is like seafood tartare that you've never had before, and you don't know if you like it, but you're interested.
Which one is that? Which one's the seafood tartare?
See, that's up to you. I just say the analogies. I don't communicate them.
I don't know what they mean.
My analogies are like an art form. They just go out into the ethos, and it's up to you to figure it out.
To figure it out.
It's all about what you like. It's all taste.
I have something to tell you, Sean.
You're pregnant.
Which is I'm pregnant.
With a brain leak baby.
With a brain leak baby. That's right. How did you know?
I can see it in your eyes.
Wow. The little glimmer in Daddy's eyes.
You're glowing.
Today, right after recording this podcast, let's rewind. Turn around, reverse it, whatever Timothy Chalamet says.
You're wondering how I got here.
Last night, I'm making actually the thumbnail for the Brain League episode that went up today. Making the thumbnail. And I get a call from my buddy Zach, who you have met.
Yes.
He's one half of Zach and Austin, who made the documentary. Anyway, get a call from him. I'm like, I'm busy. I'll text you later. Jocelyn comes bursting in the room because we just made a video. And she has Zach on the phone, and Zach is like, Ethan, this is super, super important. What are you doing tomorrow? And I was like, well, the normal thing that I do. I'm recording or streaming or whatever.
I'm crying into a pillow.
And he's like, tomorrow, I have to do a pitch for this thing, and I need to take a Zoom call from a certain place, but I need your help. And I say, okay. And he goes, I want to take a Zoom call while I jump out of an airplane. But there's not enough people that are going to go skydiving, so they're not going to let the plane go.
You're going skydiving today?
I'm going skydiving.
To do a Zoom call?
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm going skydiving. I don't know how to feel about it. But
I mean, you got to do it. You're committed now.
I know.
Are you afraid of heights?
No. Would you skydive ever?
Yeah.
Here's a question, because I know that you're not keen on heights, but
Terrified.
do you think that jumping out of a plane, you would kind of have a different feeling about the height? You know, it's not the same as like standing on the edge of a building or something.
Oh,
you know
God.
I mean?
I even, right as you said that, I like imagined it, and I went like, ugh.
Did your asshole clench a little bit?
Yeah, everything fell apart. I shitted.
Because do you think like you're so far up in the air when you're skydiving, you can't even, you're just like, oh man, that's so small.
Yeah, I think you
can't even interpret the height.
Because a lot of people who ask, because I'm really afraid of heights, like to the point where we went to Tokyo Skytree, which is like their gigantic tower. And there's like a glass thing that you can stand over. And everyone was like, come, stand on this. And she's not afraid of heights at all. And I was like, okay, I want to get the picture. And I was like an old man, like my knees were literally shaking. And I stood over.
Is Evelyn afraid of anything?
No.
Because, so our buddy Justin just got a giant back piece, and he was saying how painful it was, and he had numbing cream.
Yeah.
And I was like, Evelyn got a huge back piece, didn't use any numbing cream. How did she do that?
Yeah, Evelyn's dead inside.
Immune to the pain.
Evelyn's just like, yeah, what's up? You want to tattoo my back? Yeah, go for it if you dare.
Go for it, bitch.
Evelyn's easily one of the coolest people I know. But we went to take a picture, and I was like, just take the picture. And then we did, and I was like, I have to get off this. And
were your knees wobbling and making that cartoon bone sound?
Yeah, I was like the Lego pieces in Lego Star Wars. And I get so fucking scared on heights, and I don't know what it is, because everyone's like, it's the fear of falling. And I'm like, I don't think that's what it is. I'm not afraid I'm going to fall off. It's just seeing the height somehow maybe my brain works properly and yours doesn't. Maybe you're supposed to be afraid of heights.
Is there a certain memory that you have from a kid? Can you take it back to your childhood?
Not really. My dad was really afraid of heights.
Do you remember the first time that you were afraid of heights? Where you recognized I am afraid of heights?
No. Huh. I don't know. It's just an innate.
Always been there. Just an instinctual.
Yeah, maybe everyone else was afraid of heights. Are like, no, I'm afraid of falling. And I'm like, oh, weird. It's just when you see the height, something happens in my brain where I guess it's like a vertigo thing where I feel like I'm off balance and like I need to like grip something. I guess it is a fear of falling because I need to like grip the bars. Like we went up into the Brighton Tower together and I was like, I walk around that like I'm walking on eggshells because I'm like, I know it's safe, but what if it breaks? What if I die?
You did kind of walk around up there like a person who was about to jump off, where you were like, will I, won't I? And I was like, what? Just
I'm not afraid of heights. I just have a very flirtatious relationship with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I walk around when I'm scared of heights. I shit myself, and I'm looking for a bathroom, but I can't find any. And I'm gripping, white knuckling everything around me. But yeah, because everyone who says, "Oh, you're afraid of heights," or "You're afraid of planes," but I think what it is for me is the feeling of there's a certain level of below your eye level when it gets scary, when there's nothing in front of you. So when you're in a plane, it's like a tiny window, so I can see like the wall of the plane next to me. But when I'm on top of a building and it's like a glass railing or a glass floor, when it's the feeling of stuff being gone from underneath me that scares me.
Wait, so can you be looking outside of a tall window?
Yes, if the window is small enough.
Okay.
But if I'm in like an observation deck on something and the windows are like floor to ceiling, that scares the shit out of me. Because once you get close to it, it feels like the ground is like right there. Maybe it is a fear of falling.
I think it's in Vegas. I can't remember. That ride, that like roller coaster ride that goes over the side of the building. Have you seen that?
I would hate that. I got offered.
You would shit your fucking pants.
I got offered a brand deal for City Skylines 2 because I did the first one. And they were like, we're going to do a dinner or like a play test on a thing that goes up in the air. So we're going to have like City Skylines in the skyline. And I was like, fuck no. There wasn't even a part of me that was like kind of like, this would be cool. I would be so uncomfortable that it wouldn't be fun to watch. You would just feel bad for me.
Man, you and I are different in that scenario. I would be like, fuck yeah, I absolutely want to do that.
Oh, hell no. I don't, like, I'll go on roller coasters and stuff. That's all fine. Because I guess it's over so quick. It's like, that like stuff that's out of my control and I'm just dangling over something. I'm like, unless you're paying me $500 million, I'm not going to do that.
Wait, so yeah, hold on. On a big old roller coaster, what about those rides where you just go up and you drop? You don't like that?
Hate them.
Hate them.
And that's not only, that's like Tower of Terror as well, where you can't see the height. I just hate that feeling.
Okay.
But I still do it because I would like to feel alive.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm thinking is going to happen today. I'm going to feel so alive. I'm going to be so alive today.
If this gets your neurodivergent brain going to the point where now you become an adrenaline junkie, I will have words with you. I will go full dad on you.
I hope that there's another episode after this. But if there's not, because there's always a chance.
You're not going to die going skydiving.
No, but the chance is not zero.
And actually, I don't like that I said that because if you do die, now I'm the asshole.
You're the reason. Knock on wood.
You better not. If you die, I'll kill you.
Yeah, it'll be rough. Don't do it. It'll be not fun.
It'll say Markiplier's friend dies skydiving.
I know, dude. Wouldn't that suck? Man, that would suck.
Co-host of the Brain Leak podcast. It doesn't even say her name.
No, it's just Markiplier's friend and co-host of the Brain Leak podcast with Jacksepticeye dies in skydive.
And nowhere it says a YouTuber today died after a skydiving accident.
Well, I'm excited.
Is it better to die in real life or die online?
We'll find out today.
No, you have. After you do it, you need to text me.
Oh, I will.
You need to text me. That was the greatest experience of my life. I'm rock hard. Or something to that effect.
It's just a photo of my fucking cock and balls.
I was breaking the wind the whole way down. They've said they've never fell faster. We broke physics. Terminal velocity is a myth.
I use my dick like a rudder in the air to steer us.
I was like, left, right, left. It's different though, because now you have a job to do when you're in the air. You're not just going skydiving for the thrill of it. Like you're being put to work. So I think that might override your brain to be like, okay, I need to actually do something. I only have a certain amount of time to do it.
Well, my job on this, quote unquote, was to show up so then the plane can take off. Because he was like, I want to take this Zoom call while I'm jumping out of the plane. But there's not enough people that have signed up, so the plane is not taking off. And so they were like talking to them and they were like, can we take this Zoom call? And he was like, yeah, you can do that, but we need more people. And so I was like, all right, Zach, I will do it if you can coordinate with them to allow me to film so I can make a video out of it.
Right. And I thought you were going to be like the person with a phone, like holding it for his Zoom.
No.
That's better then.
Yeah. No, I don't have a job to do. Now I'm just making a video out of it.
Hell yeah.
So if the video comes out, you'll know I'm alive.
I thought about that because Logan Paul did Prime as he was falling. I was like, what if I tried to make a whole cup of coffee in the air? And you open the bag and the beans boiling.
A boiling cup of coffee, just like, ah!
Yeah, how Logan Paul's was like, you could do anything with Prime Energy. Woo! And like topless, jumping out and fucking ripped. Like the full Chad energy. And I just show up and I'm like, here's how we make coffee. And the beans go everywhere. I'm still boiling water on myself.
Should I try and Discord you from the air, and then we can record? We can record all the ad reads.
No. You should have fun. You should make this just for you.
No, I'll share the experience with you once I land, and I'll let you know that I'm still living
on this
breathing.
Earth. Mm-hmm. I'm curious. Maybe this is the point now where the plane door opens and you're hanging off the edge, and you're like, I'm actually really scared of this. And it awakens something in you.
Well, that's the thing, is you're tied up tandem to a person.
Yeah.
And so from what I've been told, once you step onto the plane, once the plane takes off, they're jumping.
Yeah. Big dick move.
And you with them.
Ask if you can go face-to-face tandem.
You're just kissing them on the way down.
But you still have to get your joy of falling, so you have to be on top as he's like coming down.
So funny. Oh, God,
do you think anyone's
really
ever done skydiving porn? Think anyone's ever had sex in the air? Not in like a plane or something, like free balling. Well, they have to be naked right from the get-go. They can't just take off their clothes mid-air. You only have a certain amount of time.
We'll never know.
Unless
I try and fuck the skydiving guy today.
What is it? A gray area? A blank market? You capitalize on that.
Nobody's cornered the market of
you go.
Sky sex other than eagles. They're the only ones.
Yeah. Surely someone's jerked off. Why do I go there?
Probably, but
maybe I should be thrown out of a plane without a parachute.
Man, that would be awful though, because you come and it just goes right back in your face.
That's not supposed to happen?
Unless you roll over and you're falling back down and you're just
and it's still falling with you and you're like trying to avoid it the whole way down. You're like playing a game of will they, won't they? Is
there any goofy stuff I should do while I'm falling out of the air from 12,000 feet today?
I don't think you'll remember. You should do a backflip. I guess you can if you're tandem.
If we're tandem, I could ask the man, I suppose. He would probably say no.
No, we're falling at 4,000 meters a second. We're about to hit the ground real soon. I'm curious how long it feels for you to fall.
I don't know.
Because I think you're free falling for a couple minutes.
I think you're free falling for like about a minute, And from what I've been told that people who have skydived before, because Zach has been
ski-doved.
Ski-doved, yeah. The last time he ski-doved, he said that it feels like a really long time. Like it feels like you're falling for minutes and minutes on end.
Wow.
So I'll let you know. Now that I've been talking about this more, because you're the first person that I've talked about this to other than
Are you
Zach.
getting scared?
I'm getting a little, ooh, wow.
Yeah, imagine yourself at the edge of the plane. They're like dropping in 5 minutes. And then the heart rate kicks in. You're like, have I told my mother I loved her?
Well, so here's another variable, Sean, is I haven't pooped today. Okay? So hold on, wait. I haven't pooped today. And for a video yesterday, I went and did a fast food cheeseburger tier list. I ate 8 cheeseburgers yesterday, and I haven't pooped yet.
Oh my God.
I'm clogged up with ground beef.
You're going to create a fucking Happy Meal in the sky.
What's going to happen up there?
And then, you film that, and then you say the tier list doesn't matter because they all end up shit in the end.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hey, do you think someone's pooped in the sky? We always got to bring shit into the podcast some way, somehow, and this is the way we're doing
First
it today.
shit of the year.
Oh, well,
I think.
no, I've shat this year.
No, on the podcast. First mention of shit.
I think so.
Dude, I probably shit the first minute of the new year. This is all wrong.
Do you think the shit fell as the ball dropped in tandem? Just
10, 9. Oh, and then the Netflix subtitle says shit squelches wetly. My poops have been better lately because Evelyn and I started the new year, started to eat healthy again.
Nice.
Started
You've
to
been
eat-
cooking up a storm.
Oh, brother. I have been cooking. I cooked
other than
a vegan
your
ragu
roast.
today.
Ooh, are you trying to eat less meat?
No, Evelyn just found a cookbook from a lady that does vegan stuff, and they're really quick recipes. And we're like, let's try that.
Huh, how was it?
Eh.
Fine.
It's good. It tastes good, but it looked like cat food when I made it.
Okay. Did BB like it? BB's doing so much better, you said.
He's but this isn't
up on top
about
of
him.
stuff. It's not about him.
Fuck that little... No. He's cute. He's making his jumps. He's better. His back legs work again. Good for him.
He's going, ah!
Yeah,
all
he
the
really
time.
is. Jesus. What was I even talking about before ADHD?
The vegan ragu. The vegan ragu, it looks like cat food.
I was going to say that we started eating healthy, and already a week into 2024, I lost 2 kilos, which is like 4 pounds.
4 pounds? Nice. Hell yeah, dude.
Let's go.
Let's go, gamer.
I love how I weighed my heaviest before the Sidemen match, and I was like, okay, I need to... I look at those Brain League videos we did, and I was like, oh, who's your friend over there? And then I lost
Your friend over there.
I lost 10 kilos, which is like 20 pounds in 3 months, and I was like, hell yeah! And then put it all back on towards the end of the year.
Hell yeah, baby. That's what the holidays will do.
And that's what being in your 30s will do as well.
Mm-hmm. You got to get engorged to hibernate for winter.
Oh, I love getting engorged. We had snow!
You had snow. It never snows in Brighton.
No, it was a Christmas miracle.
What day was it? Was it on New Year's? No.
No, it was like 2 days ago. We were sitting and I was building some Warhammer models. Classic me. And I looked up and it was kind of like hail, kind of snow. I guess that would be sleet, but it was a little heavier than that. And it was like, it's not like all crunchy on the ground, and it's not really the same. It was more like ice. But I stood outside in it and I was like, wow, this is so lovely. It's so peaceful. The air is always so calm when it's snowing. And I could hear it pitter patter everywhere. And then Evelyn looked at her app and it was like, it's supposed to get like really snowy for like 4 hours. And then it just came down.
Hell yeah. Did it stick?
No.
Oh.
Brighton's too wet.
Oh,
Stupid
come on.
bitches.
Stupid fucking assholes.
But it was really nice.
Evelyn
Evelyn and I went out and walked around in it. And I was like, wow, winter
Did you catch
wonderland.
snowflakes on your tongue?
I did.
You go, ah.
I went, see if I can catch one. And I was like, yummy.
Pollution.
It's not pollution. It's filtered by the sky.
That's right. That's what the clouds do. They filter the snow.
Yeah. Ooh, do you think if you had a lake of coffee, you could get it to rain caffeine?
If what? If a lake had coffee?
If you just had an entire lake that was just coffee. I don't think it would. I think it evaporates
If you had-
the water out of the coffee.
If you had a man-made lake of coffee, interesting.
And we called it Coffee Lake.
I don't think that it would.
I think scientifically it actually extracts the water away from the coffee and evaporates it out.
No way. No, it's straight
No way, I
beans
don't believe it.
falling from the
On this
falling
flat
from the
Earth?
sky, whole beans.
No way.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Maybe on a spherical imaginary planet like you're thinking of, but not here. Not on this flat place. No. Speaking of liquid, Sean, I saw something very funny that I wrote down yesterday.
I have no idea where this sentence is going.
Well, speaking of liquids, we're talking about coffee. I saw an ad at the grocery store for White Claw 0%, no alcohol. So it's just seltzer water.
That's soda water. Sparkling water. What do you mean 0% White Claw?
We've come full circle, baby.
You know how you're drinking a White Claw and everyone's like, oh yeah, I really want to be seen drinking a White Claw, said no one ever. So you're always kind of like hiding it, or you mix it into a glass or something. It's like, ooh, wow. It's like no one drinking White Claws is trying to like show off that they're drinking White Claws. So having
It's
a 0% one is like, I just want to fit in with the group.
It's just LaCroix.
Yeah,
That's all it is. Because that's where the craze started, was stuff like LaCroix becoming popular, flavored water. Ooh, what if we added some alcohol to that? Great. Now we're taking it away. Now we're just back at fucking fizzy juice water.
What the fuck?
It's so funny. You are correct though. It is kind of just to fit in. But I think that it's very funny.
Who's fitting in drinking
just
White
like-
Claws?
I don't know, college
White girls
folks.
at sorority parties?
Yeah,
Are those still a thing?
I've always got a couple White Claws in my fridge just for fun. But yeah, I think it's very funny because at least if you're drinking like a non-alcoholic beer or something, it still tastes like beer. You know, you're
Yeah, it
getting
has
that.
such a specific flavor that you kind of want that.
But if you're drinking White Claw you're drinking White Claw because it kind of tastes. It
doesn't taste like
sparkling
alcohol.
water. Yeah. So what's the point of the 0%?
If
Just
you're
drink
drinking-
a sparkling water.
Yeah, and if you want to drink a sparkling water, there's so many better options.
Yeah.
This would be
Way
a
better
great
option.
spot for a Liquid Death sponsorship, but they haven't sponsored us in a while. Shame.
Man, now we're just giving it to him for free. God.
That's stupid.
It's so funny.
I don't like this planet anymore.
It's so silly.
And they're gonna sell so much of it too.
What's the coffee equivalent of that? If you could do that with top of
Decaf?
the morning. I guess. Caffeinated decaf?
We added the caffeine back to decaf. So it's just coffee. No. It's for the people who want to fit in.
It's caffeinated decaf. No, it's not coffee.
Idiot. It's for the people that don't want to go to bed but want to look like they do. We do have decaf coming for top of the morning sometime this year.
Ooh, baby.
I know when, but I don't want to say in case it doesn't happen and production gets bad. Because sometimes that happens.
Sometimes that do.
Sometimes it be like that, and then it do.
And then it do. Well,
What else did you write down? You said you had a whole list of things to go through.
Oh, I have a couple of things in here. Well, I
Say
have
them
White
to my
Claw
ear holes.
0%. I have. Did you hear about the Tetris boy?
I did.
I'm
Blue
sure you heard
Scooty.
about the Tetris. Yeah, first person ever to beat Tetris.
Yeah,
It's pretty sweet.
So Tetris is in a weird spot where if you keep playing it for certain, it's only supposed to go to like level 30 or something, and then after that the code starts just randomizing shit, and after like level 129 or something it starts putting in like weird colors and stuff. So people never really knew when the actual kill screen was, which is where the game literally can't function anymore and stops. And then somebody did the math and the code and said the earliest it can happen is like level 155, and Blue Scooty did it on 157. And actually, like, the game just stopped. And no one has ever done that before.
It's such a wonderful, because he was live streaming, and it's such a wonderful clip seeing him realize. So he's 13 years old. I think he's from, like, Oklahoma or something like that.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's really cool, though. So, congrats to him.
I was surprised.
It's sweet.
Watching a video about it, some dude did a really good breakdown of it all, that I didn't realize that most of the biggest records for that have happened within like the last 3 years.
It's wild because the game is what, like 34, 35 years old?
Yeah, I think it's like late 80s.
Yeah. It's insane.
But I thought like, oh, people have been like going to like level 200 or something in Tetris for years, like since the early 2000s at least, but people have only been hitting like level 129 or something within like the last 3 years. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was like somebody would like hit a number like 99 and then it's like, oh, now we're at 129 suddenly, and like bumping the record way up. And that was all since like 2020 onwards.
And even since he beat it a few weeks ago, I think 2 or 3 more people have done that as well.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It is wild though to think about that game being as old as it is and people are just beating it now. Yeah, there was, I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the Sky News clip?
No.
There was a Sky News reporter that was reporting on, I think the kid's name is Wilson, Blue Scooty, whatever his real name is, reporting on it. And then she decided to try and take a dunk on him, and be like, you know, there's better things that you could do with your time. Maybe go outside. And it's like, fuck you.
Like what? So, watch the news?
Yeah. And so a bunch of people got up in arms about that, rightly so, because it was supposed to be a wholesome, positive news segment, and then she decided to shit on it at the very end.
Wow. That's like that interview that Dolly Parton did years ago, and some lady's trying to like tear her apart. I can't remember the reporter lady's name, or if she even is a reporter.
Can't dunk on Dolly. No, not possible.
Dolly will fuck you up.
Yep.
But what was cool is that Ludwig made a video talking about how he had like a small hand in the record, because he helped figure out a button mashing technique for like Super Mario Party. For certain things there, and he like had a record for that, and then some other dude came back to beat Ludwig's record, and I can't remember the specifics of it. I think he came back and did something with button mashing, and then the kid who invented the rolling technique with the finger flicking saw that guy come back and got inspired and created that new technique, which is why Blue Scooty was able to beat Tetris.
It's so cool. It's so cool. The rolling thing with Tetris is so cool to watch.
Yeah, it's so wild that it's also weird to think like somebody just thought of that one day and was like, oh, maybe this will work. And that was also a kid. A kid invented that technique, and now it's used by everybody.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's so awesome seeing like games evolve like that, even old games like Tetris.
It's like the Rubik's Cube thing. That record was beaten last year or the year before as well, right?
For speed cubing?
Yeah, and it was a really young kid who did it as well. It just shows that no matter how good you think you are at something, there's always a 13 or 11-year-old that's better than you.
What do you think, just off the top of your head, what do you think the world record for Rubik's Cube is? For completing a mixed-up Rubik's Cube?
I thought it was something ridiculous, like 1.3 or 2.3 seconds.
So it's not that short. It's 3.13 seconds.
Damn.
But so 1, 2, 3. How? It's so insane that people do it. So everyone knows the Rubik's Cube. You get, I don't actually know how much time you get with actual speed cubing because you have a certain amount of time that you can't move the cube at all.
You're allowed to look at it.
You're allowed to look at it for, I think you get a fair amount of time to look at it. So then you have to sort of like memorize where the things are. And then you have to figure out, like, how do you figure out
Dude,
algorithms for that?
People do it blindfolded.
It's insane. It's so insane. Like, how does the mind work that way where it's like, okay, these pieces are here, here, and here. I need to move the cube like this and this and this. And then you do it in 3 seconds. How is that possible?
Dude, you're asking me. You know how to solve them. I don't.
I know. But it's crazy. So, hold on.
I think there must be something got to do with it. Like, you can randomize a cube, but there must be something that a record gets broken because it's a look at the draw thing. Like, it gets all jumbled up and it is hard, but surely sometimes the randomization in it means that statistically it needs less moves some of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you get a good roll.
Got good RNG on this one.
Yeah, it's like doing any sort of like Minecraft speedrun, which is like, I actually only needed to turn it 15 times instead of the usual like 26.
Yeah. Because like the very basic way of solving the Rubik's Cube is first you get the cross. So you solve one face first. So you solve a little cross, you get all the same color on one end, and then you get the corners, and then you flip it over and you get the center, and then you do the top. And so there's certain moves that you do to get certain pieces in certain places. So like if I want to get this up here, there's certain moves that you do to do that.
It's like a slide puzzle, basically.
Yeah. And so it's just, I don't understand.
Do you think the Blue Scooties of the world are thinking like, okay, I need to get the cross here and then the thing on top? They just know, baby. They have their own algorithms. They're machines.
They're machines. And think about, so someone solved a Rubik's Cube in 3.13 seconds. How quick can they take off a bra? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Check the age on the guy that broke that record before you start saying stuff.
Yeah, maybe you might be 22, it's fine.
Oh, I thought a kid
taking off
it.
mad bras.
Damn.
Mad bras. Yep. Damn, that's crazy. 3.13 seconds.
The biggest claim to my fame that I've ever had in something like that was having my name on the Resident Evil 8 speedrun, like speedrun.com. My name was up there for a speedrun at one point.
Was it? What was your fastest run on Resi 8? I also started speedrunning Resi 8 when that came out. It was so much fun.
I think it was like 157 or something.
Oh, hell.
Because it was like an any percent. So it was like, get the strongest gun you can with infinite ammo and then just see how quickly you can do it. And I didn't even have the strongest gun. I was too lazy to like save up the points to get the like Desert Eagle weapon.
I don't know what it was about that game that made me replay it so many times. I played that game like 9 or 10 times. It was fun.
Yeah, it's just really good level design, I think.
Very, very, very fun.
It's a very video gamey video game.
It was a very video gamey video game. It was a good time. It was a good time. Very good replayability on that game. You just kept going back with new guns, seeing how quick
I think that's it. Capcom have always been good, even back in like the Dino Crisis days, where you would unlock like a dinosaur coliseum and then you could like control the dinosaurs and fight each other. So there's always shit like that they do with like infinite ammo or like big head modes or something. They're always really good at having their cheats and their fun factor behind. Damn.
Did it. Solved
Look at
the
you.
cube.
How long did that take?
I don't know.
How many bras can you take off?
Man, 0. Single boy. The best time I ever had was like 30 seconds for solving a Rubik's Cube.
I thought you were going to say for Resi 8, and I was like, the fuck are you doing?
30 seconds for Resident Evil 8. Yeah, unmatched, baby.
Wow.
Unmatched. Is there a game that you would want to... Have you ever thought of speedrunning a game?
Bloodborne.
And if so, Bloodborne?
I feel like I know the mechanics of that game so well and how it feels. that I could pull off. I don't think I would ever get like top 10 world record levels, but I think I could definitely whittle that game way down.
So, couple questions for you. First one, any percent speedrun of Bloodborne, how many bosses do you actually have to beat?
Ooh.
Do you know?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched any of them.
I mean, I'm sure that there's some sort of like glitch or exploit that you can do to like bypass things, but
yeah, because you can skip Cleric Beast and you can skip Bloodstarved Beast. So that's Gascoigne and Vicar Amelia, and then Shadows of Yharnam, you're straight away. And then after that, I think it's Murgo, and then you submit yourself to Gascoigne. Because obviously, if you want to beat it as quickly as possible, you have to get decapitated at the end instead of beating him. So I think it's like 4 bosses, 4 or 5.
My second question is Bloodborne is your favorite game.
Yes.
You know the ins and outs of that game. Have you ever, and if not, would you do like a level 1 playthrough of it?
Absolutely not.
No?
I've thought about that so many times where I'm like, I get like the no-hit runs and everything. Like those are fun to watch and like a level 1 thing, but I watched someone the other day beat Orphan of Kos with a torch. And he did 22 damage a hit. Like just shoving the torch in his face. And it was like a 20-something minute video. And I was watching it, I was like, this is cool, but man, is this boring to watch.
It would take such a long time.
I hate that feeling of being so close to something and then fucking it up and then having to do it again. That does not agree with my brain at all. So speedrunning is not my thing.
Do you think you would ever do any kind of Bloodborne challenge for yourself? Gotta spice it up. You can't just keep playing Bloodborne normal style every time, you know?
I think I would play with a weapon.
Missionary's great, but you gotta spice it up every now and again.
I played doggy style Bloodborne. I did do it one time where I became like the beast class. There's like a beast claw you can get to like, and it's really fun. But then you can also get a thing that transforms you into a beast. Maybe it is the claws, but I did that one time and that was very fun. But otherwise, I guess just playing with a weapon I don't like, which just doesn't sound fun to me.
What's the worst weapon?
I don't know. There's a lot of weapons like the amygdala arm that are like cool in practice, but then when you're playing with it, you realize like how slow and sloppy they are and their damage output is kind of shit. But it's like it's an arm that like flies all over the place and does cool moves. But I'm like, I wish this was better to use.
Do you think you could do an only gun run of Bloodborne?
Yeah, you can do Blood Tinge build. If you pump your stats into Blood Tinge, you can do really crazy damage with a gun called the Evelyn. Every time I play and I pick up the Evelyn, I'm like, I'm getting you! Bloodborne's fun. I like Bloodborne. I haven't played it in a while, though.
New year, new you? No Bloodborne? No.
I have been so close to thinking about the idea of getting all the like FromSoft YouTubers together, like the Iron Pineapples, the Vatis, everybody that I can who has a voice, and getting everyone to make a video demanding Bloodborne remastered or a sequel or something. Like just to be like, Sony, we're not taking it anymore. We want something Bloodborne. And then I'm
you
like,
should do that.
That won't work.
Yeah, but it would be fun, you know? It'd cause a ruckus.
I want something on my channel to point to be like, look, Sony, this got like 2.5 million views. That should be enough for you, like a petition almost. Should be enough for you to go out, like use our voice to kind of like bully Sony into doing something with it. We have so much money.
At least at 60 FPS. What? Yeah. How hard could it be? How hard could it be?
It's not that hard at all, actually. Some guy like jailbroke the game already, and it does run at 60 FPS.
Come on, give it to us, Sony. Come on, try.
Sony, you bought Nixes. They're the people who do the PC ports of everything. Just give them Bloodborne, even though you got rid of Sony Computer Entertainment Japan, so I don't know who even owns the fucking rights to it anymore. And they're probably like, we're not doing that again, because if we have to redo the rights, then it's going to cost us like $400,000, and we're not spending that. I don't know how this stuff works.
I want Bloodborne on PC so then it can be easily modded. And you can change all the bosses to funny things like Marge Simpson is Father Gascoigne now.
Oh! Beast all over the shop. You'll be one of them too, sooner or later.
See, an intense modded Bloodborne run would be so funny.
Oh, I want to fight fucking Tom from Tom and Jerry, and all his attacks are saying
Tom as Tommy in it. A big ass Tommy in it running around.
Oh, we need Thomas the Tank Engine in Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I want someone to mod like a dildo into it so I can fight with that.
How long is it going to be until somebody just remakes Bloodborne illegally by themselves?
It won't work. People always try that shit and it never feels right. As someone who's like, I play so many FromSoft games that as soon as I play something that's not FromSoft, I'm like, I can tell that this doesn't control right. And it like bothers me because the muscle memory should translate, but then it doesn't. So I didn't like Lords of the Fallen.
Did you like Lies of P?
I did. I love Lies of P. Lies of P is very good. A little bit of bullshit here and there, and the build variety is kind of lacking. Everyone's like, there's so many weapons and there's so many handles. And I'm like, yeah, but you can they all kind of feel the same. You don't really like go down the path of like a specific dex build or a specific strength build. Anyway.
Do you think?
I do, sometimes.
Not which is your favorite, but which is objectively the better game, Bloodborne or Elden Ring?
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne?
I think it's faster and has better... Because it's different because it's linear versus open world, and I think the linearity of Bloodborne is what makes it so strong. That just plowing through, getting certain items in certain places, it's less exploitable than Elden Ring is. The art system in Elden Ring makes things a bit overpowered for certain fights. But I also think the speed at which Bloodborne plays is better because of the rally system with your health. So if you get hit, you can get your health back by attacking. So that constant like aggression in Bloodborne, I think, is better.
Yeah.
And the parry system is the best except for Sekiro, the parry system is the best they've ever done in Bloodborne.
It's a fun game. It's a real good game. If you haven't played Bloodborne, you should play it. It's very fun.
I met someone at the Game Awards, actually, who I went over and talked to this group of people that I don't actually know. Like, I had never met them before. It was the first time I met them, and they were all drunk, and there's a specific reason I was there, but I'm not going to say why. And I went over and talked to them, and they were asking, like, what my favorite game of all time was, and I said Bloodborne. And some girl was like, Bloodborne, really? And I was like, yeah, I think it's, like, as close to perfect as a game can be for me. And she was like, yeah, other people around me were also like, it's like, he might start throwing hands. You don't know. You insulted Bloodborne. And then I was like, what's your favorite game? And I think they said, like...
You just turned to her and you went, you are not wanted here.
So are you fool. I asked her what her favorite game was, and I think she said Super Mario Bros. 3, which I'm like, okay, cool, solid. It almost felt like she thought that Bloodborne was too new to be a favorite game of all time. And then we were talking about other games, and I was like, yeah, I'd probably have like Final Fantasy 9 in my top 3. And she was like, okay, that's good. And she was like, why Final Fantasy 9? And I was like, well, it was the first Final Fantasy I played. She was like, okay, then that doesn't count. And I was like, why? I'm like, why are you gatekeeping games to me? What is happening? It was like it's Final Fantasy 7 or nothing to her. And I was like, what? Come on.
That's not how that works. It's
Final Fantasy 9 is like a Ghibli movie. It's amazing.
It's whatever game brings you joy, makes you feel the best, keeps you coming back, you know?
What's your favorite game?
I don't know. I think, honestly, of the past couple of years, the games that I played, Resident Evil 8 was probably my favorite game of the last few years, just because it kept me hooked for a while, and I kept going back.
Yeah. You were quite fond of Night in the Woods as well, weren't you?
Yeah, I like Night in the Woods. It's really hard to say, because it's like, I kind of think of my favorite game kind of like what my favorite songs are, where it's like it depends on the mood that I'm in, and it kind of depends on what's got me going.
Yeah.
And so like when I beat Bloodborne, it was like, okay, this is my favorite game right now because it was all I was thinking about, and every day I was just like grinding Bloodborne and playing that until I beat it. So it just kind of depends.
Yeah, that's kind of why I switched my mind from Shadow of the Colossus, because I was like, that's my favorite game ever. But I was like, I played Bloodborne way more, and I think I referenced Bloodborne more, and I think I enjoyed the gameplay of that more. So I switched to that. But Shadow of the Colossus, I mean, it's kind of tied. But Shadow of the Colossus was like, that's the game I played when I was like 17, and it made me cry, and it meant a lot to me at the time, and it got me through like depression. So it has like a different meaning and a different reason why it would be my favorite game.
Yeah, that's like me in the first season of the Walking Dead game. Like that was the first video game that ever made me cry, and I was like, "Wow!" It was the first time that I was like, "Video games are like art. Like this is so cool."
Oh, yeah,
and then like Super Smash Bros. Melee is one of my favorite games of all time because like that's the only game that my brother and I played nonstop, and I remember like the first time I ever beat him was like, "Ah! I finally did it! I finally fucking beat you! God damn it!"
That's fun.
Yeah, so it's like those games. It's like whatever brings you good memories and whatever makes you.
Yeah, because a lot of people now are like, God of War 2018 is my favorite game of all time, and I'm like, dude, I can't argue with that. I wouldn't even put it in like my top 10 because I just have a different taste, but I still think it's an incredible game, and I'm not going to like shit on somebody else. And also the thing, like it's a newer game. The same with Persona 5. A lot of people think that is their favorite game, and I'm like, I can see why.
Yeah,
it's a very good game.
I think if you just beat a game today that just came out, that can be your favorite game.
Yeah.
Who's to tell you otherwise? It's your favorite.
Yeah.
It's not their favorite game. It's your favorite game.
Live your life. Do whatever you want. If
somebody says that you're not allowed to have that as your favorite game, that goes against the question itself.
Yeah. If you want to jump out of an airplane and jerk off, you do it.
And I'm going to in about 3 hours. God damn it, I'm about to jump out of a plane, dude. Yeah. We'll keep you all updated.
You keep me updated, though. Like
you
keep me updated more than the others, right?
Yeah, I'll text you as soon as I land. And I'll go, see that sky up there? I just went from there to here, and I'm alive. I am a god of the sky and the land.
Someone takes a picture of your body as a puddle on the ground. You're like, see that? That was Ethan.
That was him 10 minutes ago.
I don't think you'll die. I think you're fine.
No, it's fairly safe.
How do you want to die?
Not like this.
I don't think anyone would have that on the list of like that. I want to die kicking and screaming and painfully.
I think I want to die like most people want to die, which is unknowingly in my sleep. Yeah. Hindenburg. just damn.
I want to get hit by a blimp. Ever since I heard that in an episode of Friends, I'm like, that's the funniest sounding way to die. Blimp is just such a funny word.
Also, it's like, how do you not see a blimp coming?
Yeah. And it's like, where are you that a blimp hits you? Are you on a building?
I guess they're so large. It would be so hard to escape. You know,
Silent killer.
That's something crazy. I've never seen a blimp up close. Also, I think we talked about this. There's only like 8 blimps in the whole world, but I don't really know how big a blimp is.
Excuse me? 8 blimps?
Yeah.
No, now it's my turn to Google.
Yeah, there's less than a dozen, I think, blimps in the entire world. There's very few blimps.
25 blimps?
Yeah. Okay, so it's way more than I thought, but yeah, there's very few blimps.
The AirSign Airship Group is the owner and operator of 8 of these active ships, so you're not completely wrong.
It's crazy.
Are they all like...
I had no idea.
Actually, to be fair, I have never seen a blimp outside of America.
Yeah.
Do they exist everywhere else? Are they a conspiracy?
Exist in other... I think they're mostly in the U.S.
Are they just for advertising?
Where is every blimp
right now? Also, why do Goodyear have a blimp? How many Goodyear are like tires, aren't they? How many people are looking at that going like, I should get new tires for my NASCAR today?
I don't really know why Goodyear has the blimps. This article makes it seem like they're an animal that's about to die out. There are only 25 blimps left on Earth.
Like talking about nuclear warheads.
So funny.
We should have a campaign with Brain Leak called Save the Blimps.
Yes, and then we get our own blimp.
Oh, boy.
Blimp leak. Brain blimp.
Oh, brain blimp. That's fun. We need a blimp.
We need a blimp.
Oh,
how much
you know what we should do?
Cost?
We should build our own blimp.
Oh, how hard could it be?
Maybe you will die like the Hindenburg did.
Rough cost for a large certified blimp, $2 to $3 million. All right, guys, we're starting a GoFundMe.
We're starting to go fans.
We're starting a blimp, only blimps.
Go blimp me. Blimp my ride. Where's Exhibit when you need him?
Man.
Do you think you could turn your car into a blimp? If we like hollow out the body of a car and attach that to the bottom of the blimp?
How much does a blimp weigh?
Don't tell me this is like a lead balloon situation.
Damn.
How heavy is a blimp?
So, without its lifting gas, an empty blimp weighs almost 20,000 pounds. However, once inflated with helium and after accounting for fuel, payload, and ballast, it usually weighs between 100 and 200 pounds.
That is a substantial weight loss.
Dude, you get a couple of guys, you could fucking lift a blimp.
That's true. You're just like a fucking beach ball. You just boing.
You play keep it up like you do with balloons.
And in my mind, a blimp is the material that a beach ball is made out of. It's just a big, soft, squishy thing. And I know that that's not the case. I know that it's probably just like sheets of whatever over a metal membrane.
I actually don't know what a blimp is made of.
Not what the Hindenburg's made out of anymore.
Alloy girders covered with a fabric.
Yeah, it's just a fabric. But in my mind, it's just a big ball. Just a big squishy ball.
Might as well be. I'm never going to see one up close.
We're never going to see a blimp.
Unless you fund the only blimps.
Unless you give us money right now to start the only blimp fund in the world. We could have a Guinness World Record for highest amount of money raised for a blimp. These are the things we need to be doing. We don't need to be quitting YouTube. We need to be pivoting.
Listen, and only people who work at Goodyear can go on the Goodyear blimp, I'm sure. This could be a blimp for the people.
Yeah. You know how Taylor Swift uses her jet to like ferry around her family? Or so she says. We could do that with her blimp. Carbon offset. What Taylor Swift is doing to the planet with our blimp. Like, we can take you from Chicago to LA. It'll take 14 days, but won't you be happy that the planet is saved?
Yeah, come on. You could use it to go to school. School blimp.
I won't ride in it because I'm.
It can only fit 5 people.
Mortally terrified of being in a blimp. The worst thing in the world to be in for me is a hot air balloon. That is.
Oh my god! I wouldn't even go in a hot air balloon, dude.
That's the scariest thing in the world to me. I feel like you should be parachuted, tethered. You should have like a life support machine there. You should have to fly with a certified doctor.
Hot air balloons do not seem okay. They should be outlawed.
It feels like when man first discovered fire. And then they were like, what else can we do with this? And just, you know how alligators and crocodiles survived the prehistoric extinction event? I feel like hot air balloons are a remnant of our caveman times.
Yeah, we shouldn't be using them anymore.
No.
Why? Why are they still around?
It's fire next to something that can probably burn.
We only have 25 blimps left in the world. We need to make sure the air balloon goes extinct. These hot air balloons, we need to take them down. They should not be in the sky.
Hot air balloons are the koalas of flying technology.
That's right. They all have chlamydia. If you go onto a hot air balloon, you're getting chlamydia.
You need to get an STI check.
Although, think of how easy it is to fuck in a hot air balloon.
I don't think I could.
Do you think the rocking would impact your trajectory?
Do you think The Rock can go in a hot air balloon, or he's too heavy?
Much too big.
His head goes up into the hole that the fire goes in. He gets stuck there.
He looks like Toad.
It's just a gigantic hat. Hot air balloons are just basket hats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't trust anything that you go into a hot air balloon and it's up to the wind to where you're going.
Right? What are we doing?
That makes no sense to me.
How is that allowed?
How quick does
go
wind
over
change?
a no-fly zone?
It's like, I'm sorry, we're over Area 51. There was a southwesterly wind. We can't control it.
Also, you're using weights and stuff. You know, you're putting weights. It's too unpredictable. I'm not about it. Okay, we need to ban them.
I have never met a hot air balloonist in real life. I'm pretty sure they don't exist.
Yeah, if anybody, we should have a hot air balloon apologist on the podcast. We have to know someone that's pro hot air balloon.
How many people have died from hot air balloons? 6 fatalities belong to the periods between 1984 and 1988. 6 people died in 4 years. 5 people were killed in crashes between 2000 and 2011.
Damn. So they're pretty safe then.
2014 to 2021 saw 24 people die. I don't know if you can say that they're safe. Like, how many people are going in hot air balloons versus how many people are dying in hot air balloons? Also, the only way you die in a hot air balloon is because they crash. Mm-hmm. They're crashing.
They're crashing.
And how many people are in a hot air balloon at once?
That's true, actually. You could probably only fit 4 people max.
Yeah, including the balloonist. The 5th person.
The 5th person.
He's just sitting in there ballooning you around. And he's like, how'd you all get to know each other? And everyone's like fucking face to face being like, oh, talk about it. It sounds like misery. Anyone who's been in a hot air balloon, go fuck yourself. If you've proposed in a hot air balloon, rethink your life.
God, I wouldn't say yes. Somebody proposes to me in a hot air balloon? No.
The only answer to that in a hot air balloon is get me down from here.
Yeah, if I say yes in a hot air balloon, it's because I'm not getting enough oxygen in my brain. All right?
Because I'm fucking cloud proud and I'm flying away.
And I am just loopy. Okay.
And then it's like, oh, I'm pulling this fucking naked flame into this giant sack of hot air. And then you're just like, that's good enough.
How hot is it on the basket? Are you just cooking up there?
Yeah, I've been at concerts where pyrotechnics are going off, and I've been quite a distance away. You're gonna feel that heat. You just come down from the hot air balloon and one side of your face is just scalded red. You're like, wow, what an experience. Wow, would love to do that again. You look like Two-Face from Batman.
It's fucked up.
Fuck hot air balloons. People are like, we should outlaw sugar. We should outlaw alcohol. Let's outlaw this primitive. The horse and carriage isn't around anymore. Well, it kind of is.
Kind of. Yeah. Well, you've all heard our stance on hot air balloons. We have a staunch take on it. All right. And if you are in the right mind, you will too.
I don't want to see any fucking hot air balloon apologists in the comments telling us how wrong we are, how safe they are. Actually, there's 4,000 balloons launched every day and everyone survives. Don't want to hear it. Don't care.
I refuse.
My ears are closed, just like the case on hot air balloons should be.
Yep. Well, should we wrap this one up here?
Yeah.
I think we've filled up the air with enough hot air. Ho! Hey! Ho! All right.
I think we've made our point.
I think we have. Everybody, thank you so much for listening to another fantastic episode 40 of the Brain League podcast.
Yeah. Can we get some 07s in the comments for MatPat?
For MatPat. I want to see nothing but 07s in those comments, all right? Nothing but it. We should do something special for episode 50. But that's 10 episodes from now, so we've got time.
Hot air balloon.